A woman had been stranded at sea for 3 days. She was on the verge of despair when she finally spotted a deserted island. Mustering the last ounce of strength in her body, she paddled her boat, completely forgetting that she hadn't had a sip of water in days. As she rowed, a dark shadow suddenly flashed beneath the water. The woman turned her head and caught a glimpse of a fishtail. Moments later, something massive slammed into her inflatable boat, rocking it violently. Before she could process what was happening, a great white shark weighing several tons burst out of the water and chomped down on her kayak. The woman panicked as she watched her boat begin to deflate. In the dire situation, she grabbed the oar and paddled with all her might, but there wasn't a breath of wind on the sea surface, and she could only inch forward using her dwindling strength. She put in over a dozen times more effort than usual, watching the island grow closer. Suddenly, she stumbled and lost her balance, collapsing as the air was nearly gone from the boat. But she was determined to survive and refused to give up. She knew that if she fell into the water, she would surely become shark food. Terrified, she flailed her arms non-stop. At last, she was just a short distance from the small island, but the starving shark wasn't about to let her go. The woman froze as she noticed a sign on the island stating that trespassers were prohibited and would face legal penalties. Glancing back at the 3 great white sharks in close pursuit, she don't care that much. She hurled her oar in an attempt to block the sharks, then stood up and leaped into the sea with gritted teeth. The sharks lunged and missed. The woman quickly swam towards a wooden raft at the edge of the small island, but the sharks soon targeted her again. Just as a shark was about to bite her, she narrowly dodged once more. Only when she clambered onto the raft did her pounding heart settle slightly. Before she could even feel relief, a sharp pain shot through her palm. While climbing onto the raft, she had cut her hand on the wire. She forced herself to stand, knowing the dangers of tetanus, and hastily opened the supply box nearby. Fortunately, it contained some food and medicine. She used a bandage to quickly dress the wound. Next, she grabbed a bottle of water from the box, twisted off the cap, and took a swig. Still unsatisfied, she gulped down more. However, she understood that being stranded in the vast ocean, she needed to ration her water to survive. Later, she discovered a walkie-talkie in the box and immediately called for help. No one responded. Luckily, there was also a flare gun. She loaded it with a cartridge and fired a shot into the sky. After shooting, she couldn't help but laugh out loud, finally releasing the frustration built up over the past 3 days. She thought all she had to do now was wait for rescue. But at that moment, a person suddenly appeared behind her, a survivor of a plane crash. She quickly tossed a rope and pulled him onto the raft. When she learned they were the only 2 survivors from the plane, the woman broke down. Right then, a man's voice suddenly crackled through the walkie-talkie, saying someone had seen her distress flare and was rushing over. They shared their situations, and upon learning there were sharks nearby, the 2 men coming to the rescue planned to deal with the sharks first. The woman felt this was a bad idea and urged them to save her first. As soon as she finished speaking, a great white shark rammed the men's yacht. One man failed to dodge and fell into the sea. The other man hurriedly reached out and tried to pull his companion up, but the next second,